2021 was a rough one, and a lot of us made goals that just flopped. This video is going to go over some of the reasons why this might have happened and how to bounce back for 2022. A lot of people struggle with purpose and motivation after making their goal. This can be because they have a weak why. Your goal can be initiated by outside influences like societal or familial expectations, but in order for you to stick to it in the long term, you need to tie back to your reasons, your why. This is going to help you stay motivated and focused when things get tough. For example, you might want your goal to be getting an A in one of your courses because it'll make your family proud of you. That's a fine reason to make this goal, but in order for the goal to stick, you need to figure out why getting an A in that class is important and relevant for you. Perhaps getting an A in that class will bring you one step closer to a job that will support you in whatever you value, or perhaps the process of getting that grade will build a strong work ethic that you can apply to other fields. Whatever it is, it needs to be directly linked to you. Goals that happen have systems supporting them. A system is a process that you commit to, which when used over time will lead to your goal. A system not only leads to your goal, but also reduces the friction or activation energy to get started on that goal and to keep on going. If your goal was to get an A in your class, your process could look something like this. Have your study space clean and set up before you leave for school so you don't have the opportunity to use cleaning as a procrastination tactic. Schedule time in your calendar to study for that subject. Use a timer when studying to maintain a distinction between high-intensity work and break. Join a study group that meets regularly to increase your accountability. Use an app or a browser extension that blocks access to online distractions when studying. Plan your system in detail because this is going to be your foundation to build your goal on. There is no use in having a strong why and a stable system if your goal itself is not smart. And when I say smart, I mean S-M-A-R-T. An effective goal is specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. Your goal needs to be specific in order to figure out how long it should take to accomplish it and what you need to do exactly to get there. Instead of saying, I want to do well in chemistry, you could try saying, I want to get an A in chemistry. Your goal also needs to be measurable. In our example, you would use the percent or letter grade to measure your goal. You could also use test and assignment scores. Actionability is also important. First of all, do you have the resources and capabilities to get an A in chemistry? What's your action plan? This is where your system comes into handy. Be as detailed as you can and try to build backup plans. What if you work as hard as you can and you're still not getting A's on your tests? Perhaps you could go talk to your teacher or your professor, or if there's no help, observe what your peers are doing that are getting the same high grades that you want to get. Make sure that your goal is relevant. This is something that you can tie your why into. Is this the most important thing to be focusing on right now? If you're already working on several goals, adding another might not be helpful. It's a good rule of thumb to select goals that give you the highest value for the least amount of time. Finally, your goal should be time-bound. I've talked about Parkinson's law before on this channel, that work expands to fill the time that we give it. Not only does setting a time frame provide an incentive, but it also makes sure that your goal doesn't drag out longer than it needs to. If we apply this to our example, you would say, I want to get an A in chemistry by the end of term 2. Once you've set your why, system, and goal, you now need to get started. Now. In order to prevent procrastination and decrease the friction for starting, take one small step right now to initiate your new habits. It can be as easy as choosing a video on a chemistry topic that you've been struggling with to watch for breakfast. The goal here isn't to make any leaps and bounds, rather to overcome the activation energy of the task. By doing this, you are subconsciously asserting to yourself the importance and urgency of this goal and making commitment and initiative a priority. The final thing you need to remember is your vision. This is one aspect of goal setting that a lot of people miss out on. There are always going to be unprecedented obstacles that will pop up, and in order to keep on moving forward, you need to reevaluate and possibly revise your why, system, and goal throughout your journey to achieve it. There is no point in dedicating time to something that isn't working. It's better to implement changes and reap the benefits. This video covered how to find more motivation and purpose in your goals, the importance of systems, smart goal setting, overcoming friction, and revision. I hope it was helpful. If I missed any tips, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching and subscribe for more.